Sponsored by Sprite. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal. And from all of us here at 2K Sports, we wish you a Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year.
We're bringing you the Chicago Bulls out at United Center as they'll face off against the Los Angeles Lakers. It's been a tough bunch of games lately for the Lakers. They haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. Always nice to gather the family around on Christmas and then spend part of the day in front of the TV watching the NBA, and we're happy to be part of it, aren't we, Shaq?
Ho, 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 I'm in the holiday spirit, Ernie. Let's go.
What if you were playing on Christmas? What was that like?
Oh, I loved it, Ernie. Big names, big games, wide audience. Jack was there, Denzel was there, Adam Sandler was there. Ho, ho, ho is what I used to deliver on Christmas. A lot of presents.
Yes, you certainly did, and we were all the beneficiary. It's almost game time. Kevin Harlan standing by.
Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. With our Santas Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. At the United Center, Chicago fans are cheering for their Bulls. These guys have been getting it done pretty much everywhere in the midst of a good stretch here. Back home again could propel them to another win.
Well, there's no place like home, Kevin. It's always nice to be in familiar surroundings around those that cheer for you, your family and friends. And home is home. There's no place like it.
Well, you're sleeping in your own bed. You're not flying into a new city and landing at 3 o'clock in the morning after playing a tough game. So you're much more comfortable, and you've got to take advantage of that and win some home games.
And now the Lakers starting group. Randall and Hill are the 4 and 5. Kobe is out there with Nate Robinson. And it's Johnson in at the small forward. And finished off by Bryant. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year, and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one.
That's good.
You know, it wasn't really hard to see why the Lakers struggled so much last year. The talent was down, and also the defensive effort and focus was borderline embarrassing at times.
Now, here is Robinson, averaging 9 points per contest. Kobe dishes to Johnson. Hill sets the screen for Johnson. That one off the back iron and out.
Yeah, no excuses there. Got a really good look at the basket after being freed up by the pick.
We say it all the time. The execution was excellent. The result not as good, but good ball movement anyway.
Gasol kicks to Rose. A baseline J. And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist by Rose. Gasol's got his first basket of the night.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Robinson passes to Kobe. Into Johnson. Takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass nicely.
See the way he times his passes so well? That was a great assist.
Bulls have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Pass to Noah. Inside to Gasol. Randall grabs the board. Lakers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Kobe Bryant last season selected by the fans as an all-star starter, but due to injury was unable to participate. That robbed him of the record for consecutive all-star appearances, which would have been 16 for him.
And Kobe Bryant 4th in career scoring.
Well, with the chance this season, if he stays healthy, to pass MJ, Michael Jordan, for 3rd all-time. What an accomplishment that would be for Kobe.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
A lot of times when a great player hangs it up, they take some time to find themselves or just relax. But Kobe said last season that he wants to stay heavily involved in the NBA when his playing days are over. Not a huge surprise if you think about just how competitive he is.
Lets it go from 14. That misses off the backboard. The Lakers trail. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter.
Oh, he got him. Gorgeous reverse.
Rose with the ball. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Wizards in Washington.
And what stood out to me in particular was his gorgeous playmaking out there. He was finding his teammates in great positions to score.
And Clark, for Kobe in his post-playing career, you have to think he would like to stay involved with the Lakers on some level, given that he has spent his whole career, really his most formative years with the organization.
You know, that could be true, Kevin, from a front office standpoint, but if he wants to try his hand at coaching, he might have to be open to moving around for a little bit.
Free throw drops for Kobe.
Chicago really struggled scoring points without Derrick Rose, and that's understandable last year. And against the West, it was even more difficult.
Rose dishes to Butler. The feed to Gasol. The jump hook uses the glass that time, and it's good. Gasol's got 6.
He's feeling it here to start the game. That's 3 out of 4 already.
As you said about the Bulls, guys, just a very tough time scoring against the Western Conference, which would be their downfall, Steve, most games.
Well, they shot right around 42% from the floor against the West last year, and that put them in the bottom 3 in the league. So, you're just not going to get away with shooting that poorly.
Now here's Butler, averaging 8 points a game, and taken away by Johnson. Here's Robinson. Tipped away.
Typically, guys, he has the body control to finish when he's in that tight. I'm not sure what happened there.
Rose gets to Gasol. Can't get it to fall. Looking at Los Angeles, they want to turn it around after the loss to Golden State.
But, they don't have anything to be ashamed about from that game. It was a good effort from them all around. They just needed another break or two that just didn't happen.
Yeah, both teams can't win. It comes down to a play or two either way. I thought both deserved to win, but only one could.
Offensive rebound. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Gasol's got 8.
Really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
Pau Gasol over the last few seasons dealing with a number of lower body injuries. Knee tendonitis, plantar fasciitis, groin, toe. I'll tell you, Kobe had suggested to him to try to really slim down to lessen the pressure on his joints.
For Chicago, they won their last contest that game against the Wizards in Washington.
And it was the role players in that game, Kevin, that really led the charge. The guys who normally don't score a lot, they came in and really contributed.
A total team performance, Steve, the kind you need if you're going to win on the opponent's home floor.
And the Lakers with possession here after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Hill inside, working on Noah. Scooped up.
That was a layup, and you've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
Now let's send it down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Byron Scott.
I asked him what he'd most like to see from his team today, and he told me we'd really like to keep Pau Gasol under wraps in this one. He went on to explain that Gasol can take over games with his efficiency on the offensive end, and the key to their win will be getting a hand in his face every time. Guys?
All right, Doris, thanks. Here's Johnson after Pau Gasol's bucket. Johnson, the pass to Robinson. Shot clock at 5. Free throw line jump shot. That is good.
How about that? Gets it off right in the face of the big fella. Quick release.
And operating on the perimeter like that negates some of the height disadvantage, too.
Now here's Rose. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And finished off by Gasol.
Finding the open man every trip down the floor.
It certainly seems like he's doing that, Steve. I mean, it's been a great passing day for him.
Butler against Bryant. Hill, a screen on Butler. Bryant drives in. Puts up a three. No luck. And it's Chicago the other way. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
Well, last year they won both meetings in the season series, and it wasn't a surprise. I mean, this is the better team.
You know, Clark, it can be a point of pride. Hey, you know, we split 1-1 with the marquee team from the other conference. But, you know.
You know, it's something to point to, Kevin. You know, when your overall season is a disappointment, that's something that you can look at and say, hey, progress. Well, the Lakers are in another one of those transition stages, and they've not had many in the history of the franchise. But they do need to start looking for that next superstar to build the team around.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah, and McDermott's subbed in for Dunleavy.
As you said, Kobe's starting to get to the age where you just don't know how many years he has left, especially with all the injuries. And the Lakers need to look now to who's going to lead them in the future.
Now, here is Young. He's coming off a 10-point game against Golden State. It's Nash with the drive, and Gibson with the block. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Big time is right, Clark. A lot of momentum here offensively.
Adding on to that thought about the Lakers, Clark, they have seemingly always had one of the top players in the entire league to build around.
Yeah, that's always been one of their key pillars to success. You know, Magic, Wilt, Jerry, well, I mean, you can go on and on, Elgin Baylor. And they thought they might have had Dwight Howard, but now they're in a bit of a search to find the leader to take over once Kobe is gone.
Nash dishes to Young. Back to Nash. McGee sets the pick for Nash. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Now, tough call there on that illegal screen.
He didn't look set to me, Steve. I thought that was a good call.
Chicago with the ball. They're on an 18-7 run. And it's Rose penetrating. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
It has taken them no time to build this lead up on the strength of a great first quarter offensively.
And they need to continue to put pressure on the defense and try to really run away with this one from here.
And the Lakers call time here.
Derrick Rose, born and raised on the south side of Chicago, now playing for his hometown Bulls. He even became a partner and endorser for Chicago's top deep dish pizza chain. He does represent this town.
Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Rose. We've got 1:23 left in the first. Nash outside. Boozer a screen on Heinrich. From 12 feet out. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Really good performance so far on the boards for this club.
Boy, I like the way they've done a great job carving out space under the basket when the shots have gone up.
Now here's Gibson. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against the Wizards in Washington.
And the offense just getting right to the rim, but at least they saved the layup with the foul.
That's old school basketball rules. I mean, at the end of the day, no easy layup. Earn it from the line.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Chicago.
And they've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too. You know, one thing you have to admire, respect, and appreciate with this Bulls team is they've had some really difficult luck with the injuries to Derrick Rose, but it was a no-excuse team. They never hung their heads. They competed, and they continue to win at a high level.
Now here's Nash. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Young with no one around. And the Lakers with another miss.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Stolen by McGee. Now here's Nash. 9-point game his last outing. Shot to stop the run. Goes back up. Knocked loose. 1 second left. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Bulls lead by 14. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
It's a special New Year's Eve NBA celebration. Al Jefferson and the Charlotte Hornets take on James Harden and the Houston Rockets. It happens next Wednesday.
And we're ready to get rolling once again here for our Christmas Day matchup. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Bulls team out there.
And they've done a nice job here offensively to establish a rhythm and a pace to this game.
And I like that they're finding ways to score, playing well here, Steve.
Lakers trail by 14, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So for Chicago right now, at small forward and power forward, it's McDermott and Gibson. Heinrich is out there with Jimmy Butler, and it's Mirotic in at the 5. Here's Butler after the basket by Los Angeles. Here's Gibson. Here's Mirotic, and he uses the glass on the layup. Mirotic has got the lead up to 14 now for the Bulls.
It's been a great day for them on the boards, Clark. That's definitely been a major factor in building this big lead.
And, you know, from a numbers standpoint, the advantage might not be that large, but they have been manhandling them inside.
Gibson with the steal. And here comes the break. A second chance effort, and he sinks the layup.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And even if it costs them some foul trouble, I mean, they need to start putting some bodies on bodies. Be physical.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Yes, Kevin, as you know, Nick Young re-signed with the Lakers this past summer and couldn't be happier. Said it was always his dream to be a Laker, in fact. He said, "This is home. I would love to finish off here as a Laker. My kids get to go to school and say, my dad is a Laker, and that's big. It's a big difference than being on any other team." Guys?
No doubt about that. Thank you, Doris. The Lakers with the ball after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. And Young kicks to Clarkson. Henry with it. Butler covering. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From about 16. And the shot falls short this time.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
The Bulls leading by 18. Heinrich passes to Butler. Back to Heinrich. Stolen by Boozer. Pass break. The Lakers. Henry leading the charge. Flushes it down to finish the break.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
It sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set.
For Chicago, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Gibson dishes to Heinrich. No good from outside. Lakers trail by 16. And here is Henry. Boozer kicks to Clarkson. Chicago grabs the miss. Gibson's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Dishes to McDermott. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Here's Clarkson, guarded by Heinrich. Heinrich with the steal. And Mirotic kicks to Heinrich. They get it again. Here's Gibson. Can't hit.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
Henry with it. Now guarded by Mirotic. Here's Clarkson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. From 13, and there's Carlos Boozer on the assist from Young.
Nice piece of work there. Find a little space and pull the trigger.
Chicago leading by 14.
The Lakers winning the amnesty bidding this summer to bring in Carlos Boozer. He had a down season a year ago, but on the final year of his contract, he'll have some extra motivation to bounce back.
Been a poor shooting performance for him today, but luckily for them, a lot of his teammates have come through.
And for Carlos Boozer, paid by the Bulls as they brought in Pau Gasol. He can help this Lakers team.
Yeah, you know, he certainly bolsters their front line, and as I said, in a contract year, he couldn't ask for a better stage to showcase his game than the bright lights of L.A.
You know, there's always a lot of nicknames in the NBA. I love what became of Nick Young last year in L.A. All of a sudden, he dubbed himself Swaggy P, and it caught on. It seemed like the whole league kind of loved watching him play and referring to him by that nickname.
And the Lakers making a change here. Randall's checked in for JaVale McGee. Johnson comes in for Boozer. Kobe's checked in for Xavier Henry. And Nate Robinson is subbed in for Clarkson. Now here's Heinrich, averaging 6 points per contest. McDermott passes to Heinrich. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And Nick Swaggy Young, they call him, Swaggy P, never swaggier than last season. The top scoring rate of his career and some of the best efficiency as well. He has some huge nights.
Now here's Heinrich, following the miss by Kobe Bryant. They get it back. Passes it to Gibson. And again, no good by Chicago. And Young, a good ball handler. He can get his shot whenever he wants.
And that's often, Kevin. Don't expect a lot of assists from him. This is a guy who, when he touches the ball, it's going up.
Now, here is Young. Right now averaging 11 points a game. Top of the key jumper, no good. The Bulls leading by 12. Heinrich dishes to Butler. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist. 11 points for Butler.
That's like a layup for him. It's just wide open out there.
Timeout called the Lakers. And you look at the Bulls, a bit of a different look for them. Trading away Dang. They amnesty Carlos Boozer. It seems they're shuffling the deck.
No question about it. They bring in the Spanish League MVP and Nikola Mirotic. They've had some good draft choices as well, so a lot of new bodies for the Bulls.
Some changes for Chicago. Joakim Noah's checked in for Mirotic. And it's Rose in for Butler. The Lakers also with a sub. Hill's checked in. Lakers trail by 15. Outside Robinson. It's Hill on the wing. Robinson drives in, and Noah with the block. And so it looks like the Lakers will retain possession here.
5 seconds on the shot clock. 5.
And the Lakers have possession. Los Angeles with another miss.
And for the Bulls, you have to remember that Derrick Rose is still in his mid-20s. So with his injuries pushing back the timetable slightly and a new luxury tax structure, it's more punitive than ever. The Bulls opted to go a little younger and control their costs.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Here's Randall. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And guys, you know it. The Bulls are a financially conservative team. They're probably the most reluctant among big market teams to pay the luxury tax. So they're trying to win and turn a profit. And until they're in legitimate position to win a title, you can't fault them for that. In one phrase, it's called managing the business. They've owned the offensive glass here in the second.
Yeah, they're really trying to make a point of getting inside of the paint and getting after every rebound. Boy, they've really dominated on the glass. And, of course, they've done a lot of good things here tonight, but the rebounds have played a major factor.
Hey, Steve, you know rebounding always one of the key barometers in determining the victor.
Now here's Rose after Wesley Johnson's miss. And good on the basket. Book it.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
Now here's Randall. Kobe, that's good.
You know, if you were only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would be ahead.
Chicago leading by 19. Outside Rose. He feeds it to Gibson. Back to Rose. Fires top of the key. Another one falls for Chicago.
Boy, they look helpless defensively.
There's 1:47 left now here in the second. Robinson kicks to Bryant. He dishes it to Hill. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Noah's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Over to the wing. From 18 feet away. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Another shot from outside. They're not attacking. I mean, going in and seeking contact like they did in the first one, I'm not seeing that.
Well, you can't play the score. I mean, you've got to play the game, and I think they've got to continue to attack. You're right, Clark. You've got to mix it up a little bit.
Now here's Heinrich, following the miss by Kobe Bryant. From deep, Rose, and the shot is good. Rose has got 13 points.
That's been a great day for him, and if you remember, he gave them a huge performance their last time out as well.
Outside Robinson. Randall with a screen for Robinson. Off the screen. And there's Randall on the assist by Robinson. Randall's got his second basket of the night.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, what was supposed to be the triumphant return for Derrick Rose a year ago quickly turned into another nightmare season. Finally returning from that torn ACL in the 2012 playoffs, he managed only 10 games before tearing the meniscus in his other knee. Just devastating. We obviously hope that Rose can come back and put in a full season.
Nash is checked in for Robinson.
Boy, you take a look at Rose, who was extremely patient and trying to get back to being on the court, and then he fell victim to another devastating knee injury. A terrific blow for him personally and certainly for the team and the city. But fortunately, the surgery did manage to keep all of his meniscus, which provides a better prognosis as we move forward.
There's 21 seconds left to play here in the half. Just 2 to shoot. Nash with no one around. Buries it from 3-point range. Nash has got his first 3 points of the game. Now here's Rose. 15 points in the game. And the pass to Heinrich. McDermott, no one around him. And again, no good by Chicago. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Bulls out front, delivering the blowout. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, I have Derrick Rose, and Derrick, you guys were scoring pretty nicely as a unit here tonight. How do you facilitate that?
Just be more efficient. I'm taking less shots, making sure that I make my shots and take my time on the offensive end and get people involved in the game.
Thank you, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway. Getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
What a game for Rose. He has 15 points and 6 assists.
Pretty much unguardable out there. He has just been fantastic in this game.
Oh, it's been a stupendous performance, no doubt.
Lakers trail by 21. Taking a look at the Lakers. Randall and Hill are the 4 and 5. Bryant is out there with Nate Robinson. And it's Johnson in at the 3, the small forward. Rose passes to Dunleavy. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got his 7th assist here tonight. And Los Angeles guys shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them.
Well, the Lakers were coming into the season with only about $11 million in salary committed, a chance to attract 2 max free agents, but then they gave Kobe Bryant that 2-year, $50 million extension. So that seems to possibly postpone the rebuild that the Lakers have by maybe 2 more years.
Bryant can't get it to go. Chicago's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. And it's Rose penetrating Gasol. The layup off target. About 1 minute played here in the second half. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau worked with Clippers coach Doc Rivers in Boston for many years, and they remain close friends, often sharing notes. Rivers said of Thibodeau, "He's the best mind I've ever been around. People keep expecting them to fall, but he holds them together. It's his system, but it's more just his way. He simply doesn't relent, Kevin."
He makes his players believe, Doris. That's something they both share in common. Thank you. Here's Dunleavy following the basket by Kobe Bryant. Here's Gasol. It's Chicago with another bucket.
You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
Robinson dishes to Bryant. Hill a screen on Butler. And Bryant kicks to Johnson. No good on the 3.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, because you know if you continue to give up open looks like that, you're in big trouble.
The second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Well, you know, for the last couple of seasons, we've seen the Lakers really struggle with injuries to their star players, and it shed a less than flattering light on the team's bench depth. It's forced guys to step into roles that perhaps they aren't quite ready to handle.
Carlos Boozer's checked in for the Lakers. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Gentlemen, Byron Scott had some advice for his team in that last timeout. He was intent on running the offense through Kobe. Their offense is most effective, Coach said, when he is most involved. And they're looking for total involvement from him for the rest of this game. Clearly, some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks, Doris. And some feel the Lakers, Steve, failed to really address their bench depth, whether in the draft or free agents.
Well, you know, generally they've had success with broad strokes. I mean, acquiring star players over the years, but with the new salary restrictions, it takes away a lot of the advantage that the Lakers have had over the years. So this may be a new era for this franchise in terms of team building.
Here's Johnson after the made shot from Joakim Noah. Shot clock at 2, and it's blocked by Rose. Here's Boozer. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Boozer's got his second basket of the night. For Chicago, they've gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. Butler kicks it to Noah. Outside Rose. Here's Dunleavy. Boozer with the rebound. Boozer's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Bryant. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Some changes for the Lakers. JaVale McGee comes in for Randall. And Nick Young is subbed in for Wesley Johnson. The Lakers have gone 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in this one up to now.
Well, you look at the numbers, 79% as a team on the season. That's very impressive.
Guys, that says a lot about the poise of this team. I mean, they've been so calm, cool, and consistent at the stripe this year. I mean, that's impressive.
Now here's Gasol. 14 points for him. Three-pointer, Butler. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
A wide-open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
Lakers have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Outside, Robinson. He kicks it to Bryant. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Well, games so often come down to free throws, and when that's the case, these are the players you want at the line. The best free throw shooting 2 guards in the NBA. Kobe Bryant, 4th.
Yeah, this is a set of players that can drive and slash, hoping to draw contact, because if they can get to the bucket and the foul, it's an automatic three-point play.
And you know what, Steve? Even if some calls go against them, as a coach, you can accept it because when the calls go their way, they're automatic. Cash money at the stripe, ATM time, so it more than makes up for the charge calls they might get whistled for.
Both free throws good from Bryant.
Well, how about Kobe in this one? He's got 17 points, and the contribution from the line for him, he's made 5 free throws.
He hasn't been afraid to draw a little contact if the opportunity's been there. And I'll tell you, some guys shy away from that, not him.
And Butler gets it to go.
And what jumps out at you guys, the assist totals. I mean, they have been dominant in that category. It's the ball movement, the player movement, a great rhythm to their offense.
Clearly seems to me a different mindset between these teams.
Here's Young. The Bulls getting the bucket. Right side Robinson. Clock at 6. Baseline jumper. And the Lakers with another miss.
Oh, boy, he is just cold as ice. I don't think he's going to be the one to help them cut into the lead.
Butler passes to Rose. Misses off the left iron. Carlos Boozer amnestied by the Bulls this offseason after 4 years in Chicago. They still have to pay his salary, Steve, but it doesn't count against their cap.
Yeah, that's been rumored for a couple of years, and it finally came true, Kevin. So a new team for Boozer, and looking to bounce back after what was one of the worst seasons of his career, at least statistically.
Robinson, that's good. Robinson's got his second bucket of the night.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Rose dishes to Butler. Dunleavy kicks to Rose. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
And Boozer last season had expressed his unhappiness with the rotation in Chicago. Passed over for the younger Taj Gibson in the fourth quarters. Gibson was seen as a more reliable defender, though, and typically coaches default to defense late in games. Boozer with plenty of motivation this season to prove his worth as far as fourth quarter minutes go.
And here's Kobe following the three-pointer by Derrick Rose. The shot's good from Bryant. For Chicago, they've gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the third. Rose goes in, feeds to Noah.
Lakers foul. JaVale McGee. That's his second personal foul.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And I'll tell you, the other thing that's been a factor is the transition game. They're scoring a lot of points on the fast break.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Xavier Henry, he's checked in for Bryant. And it's Nash in for Robinson.
And Boozer, a rugged rebounder and interior scorer with the ability to step out and hit that mid-range jump shot. Interesting to see how he fits in. How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
Here's Henry after Pau Gasol's bucket. Henry passes to Boozer, looks for Nash, gets him now. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That one on Rose.
Well, a tough season for Steve Nash last year. Injuries limiting him to only a few games, and now in his 40s, it's looking like this might be his last go-around.
And for Steve Nash, the last couple seasons, issues with his hip, hamstring, a fractured leg, and then nerve damage. It's been tough sledding.
Yeah, it really has been, and it's a product of a long Hall of Fame career, and the body inevitably starts to wear down. I mean, it's tough, but I understand his motivation to finish his career on his terms, especially after all the work he's put in to getting back on the court. but sometimes the storybook ending you desire just doesn't come to be.
Now here's Nash. 5 points in the game. And the officials call a traveling violation.
He's not doing them any favors making those kinds of mistakes.
Especially now. I mean, every possession is so important for him.
Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Carlos Boozer. Well, Chicago's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. Rose battles through traffic and lays it in. Rose has got 22.
The soft finger roll is just one of the many finishing moves he has in his bag of shot making.
Nash kicks to Hill. Young with no one around. Good, the assist goes to Hill. Young's got 7.
What are they thinking leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him. Good job threading that pass into the lane. I like his vision, guys. He sees everything. Joakim Noah, last season's Defensive Player of the Year, and for the Bulls, it really seemed like their defense and their offense revolved around Noah.
And Joakim Noah, as you said, the Defensive Player of the Year and the assist leader for the Bulls last season, playing the center position.
Yeah, that's why he deserved consideration for a spot on MVP ballots. The Bulls, without Rose, they lost Deng, and yet they still continued to win. I thought Noah's play and his inspiration and his desire played a big role in it.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
There's 31 seconds left to play in the third. Nash kicks to Henry. McGee is screen on Butler. McGee is screen. Back to Nash. Off target from three-point range. And here's Rose. 22 points for him. Into Noah. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, the defender draped all over him.
Pretty plain and simple. Got him good there.
The Bulls have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9.
Yeah, this is a very good free throw shooting team, guys. When you look at the numbers, impressive.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
Nash up on top. And that's an air ball. Not even close. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Bulls out front, running away with this one. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up.
It's a special New Year's Eve NBA celebration. Dwayne Wade and the Miami Heat go up against Paul George and the Indiana Pacers. Live next Wednesday night.
While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
I was hoping we'd get a chance to see this one again. Thank you, Lonnie and the truck, for showing it. But it's passing like this that makes the basketball purists happy. This is the beauty of the game right here.
Chicago's gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. At small forward and power forward, it's McDermott and Gibson. Heinrich is out there with Tony Snell. And it's Mirotic in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Here's Clarkson. Johnson outside.
Well, you know, as teams become more and more focused on getting good looks in close at the rim, the value of great defensive big men inside just continues to rise. I mean, it's tough to be a contender without a rim protector.
And here we go with Kirk Heinrich. Pass to Snell. The dish to McDermott. Off target with his 3. McDermott's gone 1 of 6 shooting so far. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Henry passes to Clarkson. Johnson, that's for 2. And it comes off the front of the rim.
And he's having all sorts of problems with his shot.
I'm not sure he even has a shot right now, Steve, to be quite honest. Not a reliable one anyway.
McDermott kicks to Gibson. Down low, Bulls moving the ball around. And Heinrich with the basket, the assist by McDermott.
And another three-pointer to their second half total.
Yeah, they caught that long-range bug at halftime, and it's been bombs away ever since.
Here's Clarkson. There's the screen. Kicks to Kelly. On the wing, Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Here's Randall. Rebounded by Snell. The Bulls have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. To the left wing. McDermott dishes to Snell. Heinrich passes to Mirotic. It's stolen by Randall. Here's Johnson. Clarkson kicks to Johnson. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a nice look.
Poor job by the defender to not fight over or around that screen.
Heinrich dishes to Snell. Now here's McDermott, who's guarded by Johnson. McDermott can't get it to go.
He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his team, his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done.
A free run to the hoop and some thunder on the finish.
Not exactly the way the D would have drawn that one up.
And when you got the space, you might as well throw it down. That's what I always used to do.
Chicago's gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Here's Snell. And again, Chicago, no good. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. And that one's good, Henry.
That was a nice finish to an excellent possession.
Well, Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Heinrich kicks to McDermott. Pass to Mirotic. From about 16. Second chance shot. It's blocked, and he's able to get it back. It's stolen by Randall. Here's Clarkson. Got a piece of it. The feed to Henry. And it's Randall, top of the key. 6 on the shot clock. Dishes to Johnson. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Gibson's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Heinrich passes to Mirotic. Gibson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Taj Gibson, in his 6th season now in the NBA. He's in the prime of his career at 29 years old. Last season, he upped his scoring rate and averaged double digits for the first time in his career.
And for Gibson, becoming more efficient, more free throw attempts, and a big leap, guys, in his free throw percentage. Steve cracking 70% from the line for the first time.
It was by far his best performance offensively, Kevin. He came into his own in terms of his post play, his aggressiveness. I think he just believed in his own mind and his own heart that he was now a good offensive player. And that's the case, no question.
JaVale McGee's checked in for the Lakers. Young comes in for Johnson.
Are you sensing or feeling a theme here, fellas? I mean, they're taking it straight to the bucket every time down.
And why not? And that's 8 straight points in the paint for this team. They're making this a very physical battle.
And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Gibson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Boy, really nice job to take what the defense was giving him there.
Clarkson kicks to Young. There's the pick. All sorts of time. The shot is off. And the Bulls going the other way now. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. No coverage that time. That gives him the double-double. 11 points and 10 rebounds. The Lakers have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Clarkson passes to Young. Here's Clarkson. Passes it to Henry.
Well, at this point, early in the season, still so much optimism for the season ahead. We all have our predictions, but there are always going to be some surprises out there, some surprise teams. That's why we say all the time, that's why they tee it up and play the games.
McDermott kicks to Mirotic. The Lakers with the rebound. Young dishes to Kelly. He feeds it to McGee. The pass to Henry to the left side wing. Kelly. And another three for the Lakers.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the three.
Heinrich kicks to Snell. He dishes it to McDermott. Out to the right wing. Here's Snell. Here's Mirotic. Blocked. Young outside. Lets it go. Again, Los Angeles.
He's fortunate that shot found the bottom of the bucket. It wasn't the highest quality look.
Chicago's gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Here's McDermott. And again, Chicago. No good.
It seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
2 minutes, 2
Henry passes to Clarkson.
Well, dealing with travel, one of the challenges you face as an NBA player. It's amazing just how much easier it's gotten, Clark. I know you and I both played in an era early on where there was commercial travel. Now everybody charters and flies out immediately after a game. You've got leg room, you've got catered meals, so you get more sleep, you get more rest. I think it's had a huge impact on the way NBA teams do business and just the quality of play in general.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
That's his first personal foul.
And that one falls for Mirotic. You know, Clark, those charter flights for NBA players are pretty cushy.
Yeah, you take a plane designed for 126 seats and put in 54. That creates a luxurious plane ride, man.
Randall's checked in for the Lakers. That one is no good. Mirotic, Clark, the first ever 2-time winner of the EuroLeague Rising Star Award. Certainly one of the most accomplished European prospects to enter the NBA in quite some time.
And, you know, Kevin, his game has been compared to Dirk Nowitzki or Danilo Gallinari, and both of those guys are pretty versatile, high-quality, highly skilled players. So Mirotic, a stretch power forward with really good intangibles, too.
Lakers trail by 21.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just total obliteration. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Chicago.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out, Clark, this kind of punishment to
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And so all the hard work here tonight converted into a tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year.
And I think this win builds confidence for this year in the matchup. They take the first win of the season series, and, you know, that could play a factor the next time these two teams meet.
And that next meeting will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a 2-game season series. So I think the next game will be hotly contested.
And you have to look back at this and see what a huge game it's been for Derrick Rose. And a big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving and finding guys when they would flash open.
Here's Clarkson, guarded by Heinrich. Clarkson kicks to Henry. Here's the screen, and play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Well, good idea setting that screen, but the execution wasn't there.
No, it sure wasn't. I mean, you want it to be hard, but it also has to be legal.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And now we send you down to Doris Burke courtside, who's with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Derek, congratulations on a terrific win. What did Coach Thibodeau emphasize as the focal point of what the team needed to do?
Play defense. Even when we're going, we still got to play defense throughout the whole game. That's what Coach Tibbs always talks about. We're still working on it. And we're just trying to play team basketball, play defense together and offense together.
Derek, thank you. Kevin, surprise, surprise. Coach Thibodeau talking defense.
Doris, thank you. And for Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our great 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us as Jordan presents our player of the game, Derrick Rose.